Do little sick claps.
Whew, let's get this shit. Bish bash bosh, bitch. Okay, cool.
Beautiful.
Hello, and welcome to Thirsty Thursdays. I'm Ryan McCabe.
Hello, and welcome to Thirsty Thursdays. I'm your host, Ryan McCabe.
Hello, and welcome to Thirsty Thursdays with your host, Ryan McCabe. Hello, and welcome to Thirsty Thursdays with your host, Ryan McCabe.
Hi guys, and welcome to Thirsty Thursdays with your host, Ryan McCabe.
Today I'm joined, very gracious of you,
I'm Liam Jones.
Joined by none other than Jack Gilliam.
I'm joined by Tanner Wood, joined by F1 enthusiast and Rubik's Cube solver Joe McCormick.
That's me.
In this episode, we're also going global with Gran Canaria resident Angelo Nuez.
Hola, hola, hola. Hello.
Joined by my three housemates. I've got Jack.
Hello.
Cove.
Alright.
And Cal.
Hello.
To the first episode.
To the first episode.
Fuck.
Cheers to health and wealth.
Cheers. My arms aren't that long. I'm a lucky guy, but...
Off with a bit of absolute raspberry.
Ooh.
Cheers, boss.
Oh, that's quite tasty.
Oh,
Actually.
goes down a tree.
Cheers, boy. I miss that. I feel like with the way I look, sometimes I try and play this character of... I need to be big and bold because I look big and bold. I have bright pink candy floss hair. If I was quiet and boring, that would suck. And I like being loud, and I like being funny, and I like gaining attention. I am such an attention whore.
I know.
But, you know, there are times where I wish I could just blend into a crowd. And, you know, sometimes I do walk through town and get people just looking at me. And I can't help but think, like, I'll look at people walking through town that look very generic. But it's always in the back of my mind of, oh, well, my piercings and my hair colour and I've painted my nails. And at work all the time I get people pointing out that, like, you know, it's always nice, like, oh, I love your nails. But it's got to a point where I wish it wasn't pointed out.
Yeah,
I wish I could just do it, and it is accepted, and that's what they're saying. They're saying, like, I love that you do this. But I wish that we were at a point in society where it would just be so normalised that you wouldn't feel the need to. Because my nails don't look nice. They look like they've been painted by a 5-year-old, but it's the fact that they're painted. For me, I went to uni to postpone adulthood. Adulthood is fucking hard. You got bills to pay, you got to make a living, then you got to work out how to move out from your mum's house, how to pay your council tax, how to pay your bills. That's hard work, and that's something that we're going to have to do next year.
Yeah,
and that's
you're
daunting.
kind of overwhelming me.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's really scary, right?
It is.
So just do it for a year. And there's a lot of people that do it for a year and they hate it and they leave, and that's fair enough. And there are some people that are just really ready to just start earning money, and you can do apprenticeships and scaffolding and like trades and whatever and make good money. And I appreciate that as well. I know that chances are I'm going to come out of uni, I'm not going to get a job in sports science because I fucking hate it. But my degree is going to have very little bearing on my life. But what I did do was postpone adulthood, had a really good time that I'm never going to get the chance to do again. Because by the time I retire, I think I'm going to retire in 2068 or something.
Ooh.
We've come a long way since first year, and obviously, like, I mean, for myself, I'm just going to say it, but I have a big mouth, you know, I could...
You do.
I
I'm glad she said
I
that.
can talk for England, you know, I can... and sometimes I do go a bit far, you know, and I think I've found where it goes. Yeah, well, all the time. And I think, to be honest, university has kind of taught me a lot about myself in terms of, like, who I am as a person. And I feel like one thing I was great was just a lot of social sort of, not attention, but, like, communication with people. Like,
Yeah,
I was like, I couldn't live without that. But obviously, like, I'm fine with having my own self. Like, I'm fine with being by myself, living by myself. And beforehand, before I went to uni, I didn't think I could do that.
Yeah, it does teach you a lot, like social skills, independence, and I highly recommend going to uni, even if you don't want to go into what you're studying.
I think that's the thing. I think is a great point you picked up on there. Friends you build at uni, the things you see, the things you do, the things you learn about your life, and like your existence as a person. Not to sound like one of those spiritual fucking gurus, you learn a lot about yourself in ways that you would never have found yourself learning about until you went to uni. When I went to uni, I was quite socially anxious. I was quite a socially anxious person, and I think it was mainly due to my age. I don't think it was just because I had a problem. I genuinely seriously, I genuinely think it was because of my age, and I just didn't have that sort of social ability to talk to people who were maybe from a different walk of life than me. People who drink Carlsberg are nonces.
That is a hot take. I mean, you always get on to me about this when you get to Scholar.
I say it loud and proud. You drink Carlsberg, mate. You don't know what a good beer is. You maybe and I'm sorry, but how you can, hold your wife at the end of the day and say that I'm a Carlsberg enjoyer. What are you doing with your life?
It's been lovely having you on, Jack.
Thank you, Mr. Big Cabe.
Mr. Big Cabe.
I live in a council flat. I've had a cone it was in my cupboard for weeks, and I've come back from a night out, and I'm like, why have I got this cone? And we didn't realise how big it was, but it must have been a cone about this big, and it's there, and every time I put something in my cupboard, it's sort of daunting over me like a massive, scary object.
Yeah.
And one night I had to sort of wait until I was 2-3 o'clock, and then after a few drinks, sort of pick it up, hide it out in the street somewhere. And then it stayed there for weeks, and I was like, I hope no one finds that. You've got to be careful with what you steal, I reckon.
Yeah, that's true. I think the most devious thing our house has had this year is we got a whole wheel. Yeah. A car wheel. It's just on the side of the road. We're like, fuck it, let's take it home.
Yeah.
It's just sat in the back garden at the minute, against the wall.
Created this. We've got an invention that we call the water biscuit, which is just flour, water, cook it, and then you put a bit of cocoa powder on there as well, and then you've got a biscuit you can have with custard. And we used to do shit like that all the time. Class. So we made Council House Scran as that effectively, just to have a piss about and mess around with all the food that we were given, but didn't know how to cook, because some of the stuff they were giving us celeries, and they would give you a random assortment of vegetables, so it's you couldn't use that in one meal unless you just cooked it all together. So that's what we did. Say I'm the front man. I feel like a lot of the craziness that comes from Bay Station comes from Jack Gilliam. We were all sat on the table, and we had Jane was going, we need you to make your own podcast or radio station or something like that. I forgot how it went. And we were quite... I didn't know what to do. And Harry Maples Dunn, not Maples Fiend.
Maples Fiend.
He was like, we should all do a radio show together. And then all of a sudden I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty funny if we did it. And he was like, oh, we should just call it Bay Station. And I was like, what a fucking genius.
Hey yo, I'm from Praise. It's a little village, yeah? And we have a chippy, we have a shop. It's down, isn't it? And you shove the Praise. Praise is where it's at.
Tavistock's better. I am Joe McCormick, and I like Tavistock.
That was Joe McCormick.
Does look very interesting. I've never really tried a spritz before, but I'm not a huge wine fan.
5.5% in 250ml.
He's gonna be hammered. Be on the floor.
Nah. White wine.
It's the best icebreaker ever. Between guys mostly.
Yeah.
Obviously some women, but mostly guys.
Yeah. I've made some very good friends just because of football. Honestly.
Yeah, 100%. You guys okay so far?
I'm a bit waved, if I'm honest.
I really like it.
That's staying in.
Yeah. We're podcasting.
Oh, yeah.
We're podcasting.
Yeah, sorry, kind of zoned out there.
So it's coming to an end. It's getting close to the end, and honestly, I'm a bit scared at the same time. I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm a bit scared because it's been 3 years of my life. Doing
it's flown by.
It's flown by, honestly.
It's mental how fast it's gone.
I cannot really put words to how fast it's gone. It seemed like it was yesterday when I got to the UK with my mom to like meet everyone, and actually, because when I got here to Plymouth, I had never been here in Plymouth. It was like the first time, and it literally seems like yesterday. But I've gone through so many things that honestly, it's been a beautiful experience.
I know 2 out of 3 of you actually watch my podcast.
Hey.
Not looking at anyone in particular.
Fake fan.
Is there someone else in the room?
Yeah. Can you edit a banana onto my face? And an apple onto his and an orange onto his.
This is so much I don't want to be an orange.
You're never going to get edited in time.
Yeah, I won't.
So I'll help you.
I might just chop that bit out completely.
Oh, come on.
Bad host.
That is a bad host.
Well, thank you for coming on the podcast, guys. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome.
You are welcome.
You're very, very
Thanks for
welcome.
having us, mate.
No worries.
Yeah,
Like
thanks for fixing
This
my
has been
headset.
fun.
Clap.
Yeah, you have to clap now, Cal. No, that's just at the beginning to sync the mics.
Oh.
But yeah, thanks, guys.
This has
See
been
ya.
fun.
Oh, this could be
I
the
just
last
hit the
episode, by
mic.
the way. I'm
Oh,
pretty
last
sure.
episode.
No.
Last
Yeah.
episode.
Ever.
This is finale.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
It could be. It could be.
Finale.
See you in
Someone
the
love
next
do a
episode.
wabba.
Yeah, this part isn't making it in. We've already
Have you?
Just cut.
we finished now.
Cut.
Where's the outro music?
God. Huh?
Where's the outro?
Derogatory.
Person.
See you in the
Wow.
next season.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so loud when you take it off.